What do the words writer's block mean to me? I'll tell you that in this edition of What's Up Wednesday for May 22nd. But first, let me just remind you of a few things that are going on. It's almost the end of the month, and I have a book that is on sale for 99 cents US dollars, and then everything else also reduced. Actually, I think it's US and Great Britain is all 99 cents. So that is Her Secret Bow. And there's also a free read both on Patreon and Ream right now. That is Mr. Bingley Plans a Ball. So make sure you read that before the end of the month, because once the month changes, that book will not be free to read anymore, and there'll be another one either right on the first or shortly thereafter, right around the change of the month. I can't promise it always happens right on time, because life gets in the way, right? But that's how much longer do we have of this month? We have about a week. Next Saturday is June 1st already. Can you believe that? Wow, this year is half over. All right, so there's those two things to remember to take care of before the end of the month if you were interested in them. While we're talking about Ream and Patreon, I have started posting my work in progress, How to Marry an Accomplished Lady of the Best Sort. No, How to Marry an Accomplished Lady Without Losing One's Mind. The book that comes right before this, The Tea Time Tales, How to Marry an Accomplished Lady of the Best Sort. I get the two titles mixed up a little bit sometimes. We'll get used to it eventually, maybe. No, I'll probably still make mistakes. All right, and the first three chapters of that, the third chapter the third chapter will post this Friday, and the first three chapters are free for all followers to read. You just have to have your email in there, and then it'll send you a notice when it posts, I believe. I know it does on Patreon. Ream, I'm still getting used to, so I'm not quite sure how that works. But those are both patreon.com or reamstories.com, and then /Leanie Brown if you're looking for it. Okay, as far as writing goes, I have all the way written through chapter 5 of How to Marry. And today, this is Tuesday, the day before this video goes out. Today I just finished writing about 1,400 words on chapter 6. Mr. Collins is being obnoxious. We'll just put it that way. And Mr. Darcy is a little put out with him. So that was a little bit fun to write today. We'll see how it goes from there. And Darcy's already met Wickham too, so we've got lots of characters in there who could stir up some trouble. But this is a light and fun read, so it's not going to be, don't expect heavy and angsty. And I don't think that's what it's going to turn out to be. As you know, I don't outline classically like some people do, like you write everything out and then you write according to your outline. I outline as I go. So I'm more of a discovery writer. So the process and the final story results, I don't know them all at the beginning. I have ideas of what I want to have happen, but they sometimes change as we go along. And I know I've said that before, and I'll probably say it again too. Okay, so let's get back to that question. What do the words writer's block mean to me? To me, writer's block means that my imaginary friends are either playing hide and seek or they don't want to play at all. Because for me, writing is like what we did when we were kids, when we would have our dolls, our stuffed animals. Well, at least when I was a kid, I had my dolls and my stuffed animals that would act out stories and play stories. And then when we were with friends, we would play stories. So that's what I do when I'm writing. I'm playing stories with friends, imaginary ones. And they do sometimes dictate where a story goes. That's why I have trouble doing any outlining before, is because I need to know who my friends are, who the characters are, and how they would react in different circumstances. And then I try to throw things at them and see how they react. Like, what kind of trouble can I cause here? Or how can I bring them more together in this area or that area? It's just a lot of fun, really, most days. Not every day, because there are days when I just don't want to write, and when I'm tired, and when my creative well is not full, it's kind of empty and dry. And in those cases, when you get writer's block because of that, I know that it's time for me to rest and relax and refill. So, just some of the things that I like to do: listening to music, sometimes just doing some housework, because it gets your mind off of your writing work and you can just kind of think while you're doing it. I've had story ideas come to me while I was mowing the lawn and listening to music. Listening to music is another good one. Refilling the creative well through reading and through watching movies or listening to stories. Sometimes just people watching. So going for a drive with my husband while he's driving, and I can look out the window and I can see different possible scenarios. Oh, look at that, the way that building is, and that park. What could happen in a park? Or you see some interesting people along the way and they're interacting with each other, and it kind of makes you start thinking what if things. My imagination is pretty much always on. Not always a good thing, but it's often on. So those are some things about writer's block. It's when things get slow and you need to either coax your imaginary friends out by asking them questions and giving them, well, what if situations, and then seeing if you can kind of see where they might go with it. Or it can be self-care, where I just need to stop, relax, maybe make a graphic. I love making graphics. Do something other than writing so that my brain can, get some rest from that, and then refill it with some creative things. I think that's about it. I think this is probably the fastest video I've done, and I think it's going to be done, and I think this is like 1.5 takes. So all the errors and bloopers that are in it are staying in it. I'm not going to redo it because it's that time of the day when I need to go make some supper so that we can eat. I hope that you have a lovely Wednesday and a good rest of the week. Talk to you next time. Bye.